All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about what makes today, Sunday, March 29th, a really special day right here in Hastings.
HastingsNow.com really hit the nail on the head with this one, didn't they? And looking at the day we've got ahead of us, it honestly feels like they were talking about this exact Sunday. It's shaping up to be just that kind of day.
So, what's actually in store for us today? Let's get down to it and check out your Hastings forecast. Okay, let's start with the big number, the headline. Because wow, 68 degrees. I'll say it again, 68 for late March in Minnesota. I mean, come on, that is just a gift. That number is practically yelling at you to get outside.
All right, so let's break down how the day is going to play out. We're looking at that beautiful high of 68 with a low tonight around 38. The wind, not a problem. It's going to be pretty light, coming out of the south-southwest at just 5 to 10 miles an hour. And here's the key part of the forecast. Yeah, it's starting off a little cloudy, but that's going to clear right up. It's going to leave us with a mild, just perfect afternoon.
So, how do you make the most of this absolute gift from the weather gods? Well, for the morning, a light jacket is probably all you're going to need. But this afternoon, oh, this is the day for that walk by the river. You know, the one where you're not complaining about the cold for what feels like the first time in months. I'm talking Levee Park, a nice stroll downtown. Go on, crack a car window for the first time this year. Just remember to have an extra layer with you if you're going to be out after the sun goes down, because it will cool off.
And this just perfectly captures the mood, right? Here's a little local weather joke for you. If you happen to hear some extra happy footsteps down your Levee Park this afternoon, that's just the sound of the entire town of Hastings realizing 68 degrees showed up in March. Yep, can't argue with that.
So yeah, this amazing weather makes today special for us, right here, right now. But let's pull back for a second. What about the bigger picture? What is it about this particular day, March 29th, that makes it unique in the grand scheme of things? All right, let's do a little time traveling. We're going to rewind the clock and look at a few stories that really stick, all of them happening on this exact date. And it's a really fascinating mix, too. We've got an eerie silence at one of the world's biggest natural wonders. We've got a huge political voice emerging from right here in Minnesota. And, hey, the birth of a Broadway classic. Pretty cool. So first, let's go way back to 1848. Can you even imagine Niagara Falls just stopping? Well, that's exactly what happened. A massive ice jam way upriver basically plugged the Niagara River, and the flow of water slowed to just a trickle. For over a day, one of the most powerful waterfalls in the world went totally, strangely quiet. It must have been so eerie. And then, finally, the water broke through. What a wild story of nature just flexing its muscles. Okay, let's bring it back home. On this date, but in 1916, a man named Eugene McCarthy was born in Watkins, Minnesota. Now, you might know his name. He went on to challenge a sitting president for the nomination back in 1968, became this huge figure in national politics. But it all started right here, in small town central Minnesota.
And that's really the point, isn't it? It's just such a great reminder that these huge national stories, they can, and they often do, start in places that feel an awful lot like home. Places just like Hastings.
And how about some pop culture? Also on March 29th, this time in 1951, the now classic musical The King and I debuted on Broadway, a total smash hit from Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's the show that made Yul Brynner a superstar. Think of those songs: Getting to Know You, Shall We Dance? Yep, all of that started today.
So when you put it all together, a silent waterfall, a major political voice from our own backyard, and a legendary Broadway debut, I mean, it's pretty incredible to think about everything this one day has seen over the years.
And all of that brings us right back here to today, to this absolutely beautiful 68-degree Sunday right here in Hastings. So I guess the only question left is for you. With all that amazing history in the background, what are you going to do to make this March 29th memorable? Get out there and enjoy the day